Under the gaze of a merciless sun, two knights stood alone. Armor gleamed, hearts pounded, and time itself seemed to freeze. In that fleeting moment, legends were born. Among the competitors stood Sir Geoffrey of Muddy Boots, not a celebrated hero, but a man driven by pure determination. Born to a blacksmith, Geoffrey had no noble titles, no gleaming armor. His dented gear and plain steed, Bramble, were symbols of grit, not prestige. The muddy boot emblem on his tunic wasn't of lineage, it was of resilience. In the stands, a noble woman clutched her handkerchief as the crowd cheered. They didn't cheer for his skill, but for his heart. For Geoffrey, this was it, his moment. Would he claim glory or fall into the dust below? Tournaments were more than mere entertainment. They were a blend of extreme sport, military training, political strategy, and theatrical spectacle. But how did these grand, dangerous contests become such an integral part of medieval culture? Tournaments first appeared in 11th century France as chaotic melees, wild, unstructured battles where teams of knights charged at each other in open fields. Early tournaments had few rules. Knights could ambush their rivals, gang up on opponents, or even order their squires to fight dirty. The danger was so great that King Henry II of England banned them in the late 12th century, hoping to curb feuds and unnecessary deaths. His son, Richard the Lionheart, later reinstated them, imposing strict rules that transformed these once lawless skirmishes into organized and lucrative events. Knights like William Marshall, who rose from obscurity to become one of England's most famous tournament champions, thrived in this new format. Marshall famously captured over 100 knights in a single tournament season, amassing wealth and influence that eventually led to him becoming the Regent of England. Entering a tournament wasn't cheap. Knights needed specialized armor, including reinforced shoulder plates to absorb lance strikes and elaborate frog mouth helmets designed for maximum visibility. Their war horses, destriers or coursers, were rigorously trained and often outfitted with their own armor. A single set of jousting gear could cost more than a commoner would earn in a lifetime. Yet, for those who succeeded, the rewards were immense. Victors won not only prize money, but also prestige and political influence. Richard Beauchamp, the Earl of Warwick, became a legend across Europe for his tournament prowess, securing victories in England, Italy, and Germany. By the late Middle Ages, tournaments had become grand public spectacles. Knights no longer fought just to prove their skill. They performed for the crowds. Some arrived in extravagant costumes, even disguising themselves as mystery knights to surprise their opponents. Women played an increasing role in these events as well. Noble ladies were often crowned Queens of Beauty, awarding prizes like jeweled rings or silk scarves to victorious knights. Jousting required immense physical conditioning. Knights trained rigorously using a device called a quintain, a swiveling beam with a shield on one end and a weight on the other. Striking the shield correctly demanded precision, while failing to dodge the counterweight often resulted in a painful, humbling lesson. By the 16th century, firearms and professional armies had made knights and their tournaments less relevant to actual warfare. Still, monarchs like Henry VIII clung to the tradition, treating jousting as both sport and theater. Henry himself was an enthusiastic jouster, though his reckless passion led to injuries, including a severe fall in 1536 that left him unconscious for 2 hours. Some historians speculate that this accident may have contributed to his infamous temper in later years. Queen Elizabeth I presided over the last golden age of tournaments, with noblemen like Robert Dudley, the Earl of Leicester, spending fortunes on extravagant displays to impress her. But by the 1620s, tournaments had largely faded, replaced by new forms of entertainment and modern warfare. Though tournaments have disappeared, their legacy remains. The daring feats of knights like William Marshall and Richard Beauchamp continue to inspire stories of bravery and adventure. Even Sir Geoffrey of Muddy Boots, with his boundless spirit and questionable aim, lives on in every underdog who dares the impossible. Tournaments weren't just about victory, they were about courage, resilience, and the will to rise again.